Uh, Honorable members, as part of accountability for the monies that we give out to institutions that get money from government, and as per Article 164 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, it's just prudent enough that for us we must do our oversight role as Parliament and ensure that we make a follow-up on how much money has been given to an institution, how much money has been used, is there value for money. And based on that, yesterday, the leader of opposition led a team to one of the institutions that we are giving money, that is Lubowa Hospital. To my surprise, I am told, which I'm here to confirm, I am told the team was denied access to see what is happening, where our money has gone. And I think that is really very unfortunate, because we are doing what we are mandated to do as per the Constitution. We are doing our oversight role. So I think as government, you need to guide us. Should we just sit here, appropriate money, we don't see what is being done, and we call it a day? Remember, this is taxpayers' money that we must account for. Is oversight still part of the role of Parliament? Or it was scrapped off?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, the last time I checked, it was still on the statute book. And the only way it can be removed is through this House. So, and I've been here often lately, and I have not seen any such amendment. So the oversight role of Parliament still exists. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
As you've heard from Attorney General, that from the last time he was here, no amendment has taken place on the Constitution. Our role is to do oversight. Can we find out from government why we are not being allowed to do our role in a facility where Parliament has put money, and remember that money is taxpayers' money?
Right Honourable, it is sad that, yes, that members of Parliament were denied to enter Lubowa. I'm going to look into that matter with the Minister of Health, because the members had a letter from the Minister of Health. So we are going to look into the matter so that members should access that area. Thank you.
Honourable members, when you look at Article 164 on accountability, 164.3, Parliament shall monitor all expenditure of public funds. Shall, it is a shall, not a may. And we are saying, we are not asking for too much. We are actually helping you. And when you look at a letter from the Minister of Health, the Minister just tells the leader of opposition, good luck. I wish you good luck. What does that mean? Alan?
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity.
To all of you.
Right Honourable Speaker, my concern goes to the death of Engineer Daniel Bossa, the leader of Ndiga clan. Not only Speaker, you have guided that the responsible department should do thorough investigation, and I concur with you. But Right Honourable Speaker, the ministers responsible should also come in this parliament and give us update, because we have been having various killings of Jaja Uchuli, the minister, but we have never got any update. I think it would be procedure right, the minister responsible, specifically Minister for Security, Minister for Internal Affairs, comes before this parliament, and at least we get an update in that line.
Can we have a report on the killings? Because you have even been investigating. Nobody has ever reported about Jaja Ichuli. Nobody has reported about who again was shot. A number of them. We want a report on the floor.
And lastly,
Just as Engineer Daniel has been shot, is the same way any of us can be shot. Yes. He has not finished.
Madam Speaker, lastly about Lubowa, I suggest that at least you appoint a select committee, or you assign it special powers, so that we can investigate this matter, because it has been since 2018, Parliament is pumping a lot of money in that facility. Yesterday we were there.
I am going to assign my Deputy Speaker to go to Lubowa with the team on Wednesday. On Wednesday, the Deputy Speaker should go to Lubowa and they will give us a report.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. On a point of procedure earlier, during the consideration of the budget framework paper, I did ask the chairperson of our Committee on Health why he was not reporting on Lubowa. And the Honourable Ayume told the Budget Committee that Lubowa has since then been moved to the office of the Prime Minister. It is no longer in health. He said it. If there are other members of the Budget Committee can bear me witness here. I am now shocked, Madam Speaker, that the Prime Minister now says I'm going to consult the Minister of Health. Maybe she meant another person, because the Honourable Ayume said that in our committee, and if you read the report of the Committee on Health, there is nothing about Lubowa. But of interest to this Parliament, Madam Speaker, if you read the report of the Auditor General reports that while government is supposed to have an engineer, a resident engineer, that angel called Pinetti has since then chased the resident engineer. Her resident engineer is the one submitting requisitions to finance to pay. And the Auditor General says that actually that they have paid money for even no work that has been certified by over $70 million US. That's the report of the Auditor General. I feel sad. The Honorable Bahati was here putting the whole Parliament at gunpoint. We must approve this promissory note immediately.
Where was the gun? No. Let it be off record that there was no gun on the floor. Because nobody is allowed to carry a gun.
Madam Speaker, you will forgive me.
Let's change the language. Let's change the language. It was either spitting fire or whichever, but there was no gun that Honorable
Madam Speaker, forgive my language. I am a journalist. But if it doesn't, if people don't pick it immediately, I withdraw.
Okay.
So, but the point I made was that the Honorable Bahati, who was that time representing finance here all the time, he said we must approve this loan request today, immediately, or else we are going to begin paying fines. And that project was supposed to have been constructed under 48 months. It is now 5 years. I think maybe there should be a time when these people are being marched to Zira, like it happened when Amin was removed. Like his warrant in Zira should find him at the gate. Because how do you continue sitting here? You told the parliament, if we did not pass this, we are going to begin paying fines. How comes the one violating the contract
There
is
is
not
an
paying
order.
fine?
Order.
The Honorable Ssemujju was here when we were approving this project. All of us looked at the objectives of this project. The objectives was to have a specialized hospital in Uganda to stop medical tourism. All of us approved this, and we were here. So to let you know, Honorable Ssemujju, that when a house takes a decision, you are bound by it. Yes, and if you don't approve it, then you know the rules. So is it in order? Now the House is doing an oversight role, and you have appointed the Deputy Speaker to go there and see. Is it in order really to put a situation that I'm responsible for what is happening in Lubowa, when we have a whole Ministry of Health supervising this project?
Honorable members, the responsibility is collective to the House. It's not a personal responsibility. It's a collective responsibility. But then there is something that we need to clarify. Where they said it is ceased to be in health, it went to Prime Minister's office. Is that true?
Right, Honorable Speaker, as far as I'm concerned, Ministry of Health, hospitals belong to Ministry of Health. I don't know when and where that guideline was maybe passed that Lubowa Hospital
Honorable
should
Prime
be-
Minister, Lubowa is not a hospital. It's a construction site.
Construction site.
It's a project
Yeah.
for a hospital.
The project, that whole
But
project for the hospital.
it is not yet a hospital. Anyway, we don't know whether it is finished or whichever, because nobody can access. We don't know. So you need to clarify, you need to guide us.
Yeah, right, Honorable Speaker, it is what I was trying to say, that I've never heard of that project being taken by Office of the Prime Minister. As far as I know, it is being supervised by Minister of Health. And that's why the opposition leader, Honorable, yes, he went to the Minister of Health and is the one who gave him that letter. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Speaker, let me conclude on this matter.
You mean you
I
are not
think
finished?
yes, the chairperson of the Committee on Health is a member of this parliament. He can actually be asked, because that's what he said in the Budget Committee. And finally, Madam Speaker, on your communication about the death of the Ndiga clan leader, I saw initially part of the security blaming the borders who chased the suspects and killed some of them. But for me, my issue, and I think colleagues who are responsible for security should help us understand, how can someone be shot and for 3 kilometers or even more, it is 1 inch chasing the suspects and there is no police? There is no ISO, there is nobody in the middle, in the city, Kampala. The murder happens and 1 inch are the one who's chasing and doing broad daylight because he was shot before 6. But he's 1 inch chasing the suspects. And because of their anger and lack of training, they did what they did. So can we be told, where is security? If a murder in a capital city can happen, and for 3 kilometers, there are no soldiers, there are no policemen, yet when the leader of opposition reports at Lubowa, Every minute there is another clan of security people that are reporting, military, police, prison, everywhere, SFC. So why are they not there when people are vulnerable and helpless? But they rush very quickly where the leader of opposition is inspecting, is doing his oversight work.
But we also want to thank the civilians for being vigilant. All of us should be vigilant. What those people did by chasing these people for 5 kilometers, they did a very good job. Dr. Bed.
I would like to send our condolences from the people of Okoro constituency to the family of the leader of the Ndiga clan. It is very regrettable, and the people of Uganda should not take the law in their own hands. We should actually detest generally the murder of our citizens in cold blood. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, in your communication, you mentioned that the leader of opposition visited Lubowa Hospital. It is in the interest of Ugandans that the hospital should be completed and should be able to serve Ugandans. And government should know that parliament is an arm of government, and together we shall make our country be successful and achieve its objectives. In the same note, we come from West Nile. Recently, they were working on Karuma Dam, which crosses to West Nile and northern Uganda. However, the alternative route is in Bulisa and passing through the Massishon Falls. Right Honorable Speaker, when we pass the road which is made by the government of Uganda, as members of parliament, when we go to our constituencies, we go to do our oversight roles. Right Honorable Speaker, this thing has been mentioned in this floor of parliament. However, I would like to ask your indulgence that as we keep on crossing, at least as members of parliament, our government should allow us to cross that road without paying. We cross weekend in and out, and it takes some big amount of money from us. I would like to ask, through your big office, to really have mercy on us, especially the MPs who come from West Nile, and you pronounce yourself on this matter. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Right Honorable Speaker.
As only members of parliament or members of the public? No. Is it members of parliament you're protecting or members of the public?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
By the way, there is an alternative route. You must know that there is an alternative route. But what I am asking, you don't want to pay as a member of parliament, or you are pleading for the public, the people you represent?
Madam Speaker, there are two scenarios here. First of all, we have had instances when our roads are blocked, where you cannot use the Karuma Road because of overflooding. Now, those vehicles, even in such an emergency, are asked to pay when they are using the alternative route which is there. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, in this particular matter, I wanted to address the members of parliament, because if we move even across the park, we are doing our oversight role, and it would be procedurally right that you pronounce yourself on this.
Honorable members, let's be mindful of the public, not for our own selves. It's about the people that we represent, and we should be legislating for the people that we represent, the people who sent us to this house. On the issue of the murders, Ugandans really need to be tolerant. Let's accept to live with each other, irrespective of whatever problems that could be there. Killing is not a solution. And to the people of Buganda, the people of Ndiga clan, and the chairperson of Buganda parliamentary caucus, and generally people of Uganda. As Parliament of Uganda, we bring in our condolence on the loss of the clan leader. Please accept our condolence, and we are with you in this trying time. Yes, Solomon?
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable, for your communication. My area of interest and what I wanted to raise, Right Honorable Speaker, on your communication, is the issue of cameras. Right Honorable Speaker, government committed itself to Parliament that they are going to implement and put cameras everywhere. And remember, in the last Parliament, it was supposed to be done in phases. So the question I wanted to ask the Prime Minister is, when is the last phase being done? Because there are still very critical areas that do not have cameras up to date. And yet, we agreed here in Parliament that all areas would be covered, but in phases, because the budget was inadequate at that time. So when are we concluding this whole process to have all the critical areas and roads with the cameras in the country?
First of all, as I said before, we need to find out whether all the cameras are working. And then we now go on to a rollover for the next. Prime Minister.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want also to add on my voice to condole with the people of Ndiga clan for the loss of our brother. We pray that may his soul rest in eternal peace. All that is said on behalf of the government of the Republic of Uganda and the office of the Prime Minister. We are sorry for what happened, but I know the culprits, since we have some, even the rest will be got. Right Honorable, about the issues of, on the issue of cameras, I'm going to call the Minister of ICT and National Guidance to give us a brief
Internal
on how,
Affairs.
Sorry, Internal Affairs. Of course, they are working together with ICT. Okay, Internal Affairs. He will come and give us a brief on how far, how much area has been covered and what is remaining. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm concerned about the oversight responsibility. It looks like it is slipping out of our hands. And so we need to demand once again and let the other organs know that we are still the members of Parliament and it's our responsibility. It was so heartening, Right Honourable Speaker, when I witnessed, I saw on TV a big team of members of Parliament who were denied to enter and see, and that was belittling Parliament. At the same time, it also reminded me about the English that we used to study when we were in primary, where we talk about Abdul. I think they are sealing it off and nobody should go there because it's a ghost. We don't know what is happening, because if there was some work going on, then there is nothing to fear. But also coming when they are armed and our members of Parliament are not armed, it is threatening, because one of these days we might hear that someone has been shot at, a member of Parliament. So something must be done, Right Honourable Speaker, to make sure that we are safe and to know that some of our responsibilities are slipping out of our hands. And me, I'm looking at you, Speaker, and I thank you that you are able to point it out. Thank you.
Leader and an engineer. I would like to say that I condemn this brutal death. Condemn it properly. And we need to do a lot more so that this stops. I want to comment on the stopping of people from entering Lubowa. Even the minister herself in the 10th parliament was stopped. I think I'm not lying. The minister of health was stopped from going to do her oversight role in Lubowa. This Lubowa is something that is beating most of us. So how I wish the president himself should answer to this, because it looks like it defeated even the person who acts on behalf of the president. That is the Minister of Health. That is why she said, I wish you well. Right Honorable Speaker, it is not only Lubowa that, especially us in the opposition, face a lot of challenges. Parliament spends some money, resources from Parliament, and then you go to do your oversight role and you are stopped. I remember we were stopped, and we were 12 members of Parliament stopped when we went to do our oversight role in a power. Completely by guns. If members of Parliament can be stopped by guns, then how about the Wananchi? I wish one time the Wananchi could get up and rise against the power of guns. Because power belongs to the people. So they must stop killing people. Thank you.
Honorable Betty, former law, don't incite violence, please. Because at the end of the day, you're going to lose these people, and you'll have lost your own people. You cannot tell members to go and just do that. No, that should not happen.
Madam Speaker, I withdraw.
Thank you, thank you.
I withdraw, but I want to just say, allow us also to do our oversight role.
Yes, that one is a constitutional mandate. Yes.
Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, you had given cameras as one of the measures to curb insecurity. As Parliament, when we debate, we should try at times to give solutions. Don't you think it is high time as Parliament to look into taxes which are imposed on cameras, that there comes a time when cameras are not taxed, such that they can be...
And I said it. I said it.
Right Honorable Speaker, in the same vein, there are several police posts which are removed of recently from different areas of the country. Isn't it high time that the Minister of Internal Affairs, General Kahindo Tafire, restores such police posts in different areas of the country, such that they can also help the curbing of the insecurity? Right Honorable Speaker, there is also another security we should discuss as Parliament. It is raining outside. There is what we call food security. I would wish, Right Honorable Speaker, since it has started raining, to know whether members are going to access seeds this time, such that if they are not budgeted for, that we can find ways how we can get money to purchase seeds, such that we can also look into food security. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Right Honorable Speaker, on the Lubowa, I want to implore you.
They have not allowed you first to wait for the ruling of the Speaker.
When did you take over to be the Speaker of Parliament? Right Honorable Speaker, I didn't know that you have given your powers to Mr. Honorable Rutamaguzi is ruling on your behalf.
Honorable members, Honorable Lutamaguzi, I don't see a Minister of Agriculture here, but I see the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, the issues of food security. And just like the other day, I had said before you merge nuts, can we have our seeds? can we first have a response?
Right, Honorable Speaker, the Minister of Agriculture is coming on the date you will give him to come and give us a brief on the seeds and on food security. Thank you.
Can I have a response on that today? All of you ministers are supposed to be in the house.
Much obliged.
Yes.
As we are speaking about seeds, in the countryside where we are, this year for some good reason we got so much rain, and we have a bump harvest of maize. But the price of maize in this country has gone to levels where it's going to discourage more people to grow maize. The kilo is now going for 400, and there is a lot of harvest in the countryside. Under PDM, he said people grow maize. They've grown maize, government can't even ensure that people buy maize. We want to know across the country what government is doing with the bump harvest of maize and where farmers are losing crucial sums of money, which they borrowed, and they cannot pay back because they invested in maize.
Right, Honorable Speaker, like you have ruled before, the Minister for Agriculture.
No, that is a trade.
No. She's talking about the bumper harvest of maize.
Yes. Who does the marketing? Who does the selling? It is a trade.
Let me call the Minister for Trade to come and talk about that.
Madam Speaker, there are two things that we are trying to do to save the situation for now and for the future. The first one is to look for external markets of the products that we produce. The second one is to find alternative use of the products that we produce, setting up factories, for example,
Honorable members, let's first hear from the minister, then you
for
give...
example, setting up factories for animal feeds using the products that we produce. I want to inform this House that it's not possible to have government subsidy at the moment. And coming in to control prices means government subsidy. And we should be clear to our people that we are not going to have subsidies for these products at the moment.
Honorable members, Honorable Minister, you mean there is no way government can help people on selling their products? Maize at 400, 300 a kilo?
Yeah. On behalf of members of parliament from Buganda, we pay our condolences. We have lost so many in this country. And Right Honorable Speaker, for quite some time I was the Shadow Minister for Internal Affairs. And I tried to follow the matters in this country. Even when we are going to move a motion, after the death, I think, of Mr. Kawesi, the President of Uganda came to this parliament and addressed a session of parliament and outlined 10 measures that were to be taken. At the end of it all, he pledged that matters will be normal. I can't remember how many motions have been moved in this parliament on matters, but they have continued. Even where we are praising the public for pursuit, Right Honorable Speaker, we need to further investigate that, because one, a possibility of cover-up in that pursuit when we are going to capture the assailants, so that that case dies at that point, can also be executed in mob justice and complicates matters of investigation. But Right Honorable Speaker, no single case has been brought exhaustively. Even the one of Kagezi It is only recently that we are seeing actual people being brought to book. So we are losing so many people, Right Honorable Speaker, that we may now reach a level where we demand that the President of Uganda comes back. We request, implore him to come back to Parliament to account for the 10 measures that were undertaken. And why, after the implementation, and we have allocated billions of money in cameras, billions of money in classified expenditure, billions of money, yet our people continue to die. Right Honorable Speaker, on matters Lubowa. Right Honorable Speaker, as the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee, looked at Lubowa, and I've already issued some witnesses from Ministry of Finance to appear before the committee. But there are small matters also to sort out. You are also aware that the Auditor General did a special investigation on Lubowa. The committee, while handing over the Auditor General's report, he said it was complete.
Did they allow them in?
What?
Were they allowed in? Auditor General.
The Auditor General, in his report, they were allowed in. And they did a thorough investigation. All we are also asking is that the Auditor General produces that report to you. So that while we are considering this matter, while we are considering this matter, we can also look at the special report of the Auditor General that he has carried out on Lubowa. The details, if I utter them out that I've read, I will bias the investigation, that the matter before me. But of interest, we immediately demand that special report. The Auditor General is denying that it's not yet ready, it's not yet final. While presenting the Auditor General's report, he said it was ready. We need it to complete this process.
Okay.